morning. Good morning. I hope you guys are having a great day. As you mentioned, my name is Brady Darville. I am from Houston, Texas. I am a proud Prairie View alumni, but I'm also a proud Bahamian. So I'm very excited to do this, especially for my alma mater, but especially in this great country. So without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. And first, I'd like you guys to meet our panelists. So panelists, if you each will introduce yourself and just briefly tell us a little bit about you and what you're doing and how it's related to alumni affairs at Prairie
View. Yes. I'm Bernard Goodall. I'm a 1967 graduate of Prairie A&M. I have been on the board since 2017, and in February of this year, I was elected chair of the board. Is that sufficient?
2023. Prior to that, I was on that board from 2009 to 2015. And
president of the National Alumni Association. This is my second term as a Spray Center Director, parent pro National Alumni Association since 1988.
Okay, so with that, we go ahead and get started. And I've come up with a couple questions that I hope aren't just relevant to graduates. I know we have some people who've had their 50th year anniversary, so hopefully you guys that fall in between will find this relevant as well. So just to get things started, what advice would you guys, and then also these are for all of you, I won't direct towards one particular person, feel free to just jump in no particular order, this will be pretty casual. So what advice would you guys give recent graduates as far as staying connected as alumni now that they are gone from the university?
so one of the charges that a number of initiatives, one that we call council, understand it doesn't last because as people roll off from their positions, no one fills them. So we're actually looking at that model and looking at how we can strengthen that. But in terms of young alumni, it was an alumni meeting, pre-alumni, in terms of work, what corporate America looks like. And so we believe that it comes across a little bit better when it's coming from one of the peers.
Just to piggyback on to what Phyllis just shared, one of the things that we've been trying to implement as the NAA is to get involved, follow them from their freshman year all the way to their senior year. One event we've been trying to implement is that we have 36 chapters, 3 of them, but if we have 36 chapters, the National Alumni Association have attended every hump day. And we feed these kids hot dogs, chili dogs, getting to know them, sharing our experience with them. That's one way that we can keep them engaged. So when they reach their destination, we follow them and just be a part of their life, just be part of their journey. We wouldn't have to ask them to be part of this great organization. And so we got to step up. We have to step up. I've been trying to work it with the university. We already have teams to do it. But I'm looking for someone to lead that effort. I had a former alumni relations director in just have almost there. We got somebody from Bahamas chapter. We got FaceTime. We can chime in and see how you're doing. But I think it's very important, and that's one of the kickbacks that I got from Spielman, is that they follow those girls all the way from the freshman to the senior year, and when they graduate, they've been helped so much. The first organization they want to join is the Alumni Association.
I would like to add something to that. I really wish to get a conversation with students earlier. The research will show you that in many of the larger institutions where they have, just huge alumni groups with much money coming in and donations, they start talking to those students the minute they step foot on campus. And it becomes a part of their orientation to talk about giving back to the university. I would like to see, and so our foundation doesn't have that kind of contact with students, although we need to come up with ways that we can meet with them early on. One of the things that I have suggested is that we start inviting them, the students, to our meetings so they know more about the foundation. And so they see the importance of giving back. And we talk about, and some of the outcomes of that. What is it that was accomplished because you gave back to the university? And we know that donors will be much more pleased if they know what happened with the money that they donated. So we're looking to make a loop here, kind of a feedback loop, and get to those students much earlier.
So one of the things that we're doing this year is we are involved with Panther Camp. I am on the Panther Camp Advisory Committee, I think of what it's called. But we are creating an initiative, again, at Dr. LeGrand's request, that we create an initiative. We start with our freshmen, but we also will create some traditions. And I'm not going to tell you which one we're creating for freshmen, but it was after watching several videos of different schools and what they did when freshmen came on campus. We looked at Morehouse, of course, we looked at Spelman, and we actually visited North Carolina A&T in December. We talked with them. So we are charged with creating a tradition where starting the freshman class, and then as they progress, as they matriculate through college. And we're doing that, one, to help them create new traditions, but also to help them, or encourage them to instill pride and to understand that you are a Panther. The minute you walk into this campus, you're a Panther. We want you to be a productive Panther alumni.
And so we talked a little bit about the recent graduates, but now can you guys tell us how maybe you guys are tailoring your efforts to reach different demographics and not just recent graduates? Okay, let's go.
We are really increasing our outreach efforts to try to get to people who are not recent graduates. And one of the ways that we do that is that we use people who are already on the board to reach out to their friends, to make contacts. We have a huge number of alumni who work for a lot of the large corporations, businesses. We need to reach those. And so we should try and share the information about the foundation to those groups who have that interest. And let's admit it, the people who are in the workforce longer have a financial status that might allow them to make some of the large contributions, donations, but certainly the smaller ones too. So we are not going to be that selective that we will only take a certain one. We have people who might donate $5 a month. We started an effort with the class of 1967 that we called All In. And we requested that alums donate $365 a year. And we broke it down. We can donate this much this month or whatever, or all at one time. And so what we try and do is make it reasonable, make it affordable, and then give people feedback. And so reaching out to alumni groups. We need to make sure that there is foundation representation at alumni meetings. We have some plans in the works of what we're going to do for, homecoming. They have not been solidified, but think of all the people on the campus at homecoming. And if we have a huge tent and we figured out information and we recruited, we could do a great job of increasing the number of people who are, I won't say my age because I'm pretty old, but people who are not recent graduates. And we are willing to have any suggestions that you have. Contact us. Let me just say this before I forget it. If you go to pvamf.org, that's our webpage and our homepage. And there is so much information there that you may or may not want, but it's information that will probably be something of interest to all, and especially those who are not recent graduates.
So we have to make some decisions. One of the things that Dr. LeGrand is really big on is prioritizing what's first, what's next, what comes later. We've been looking at how we communicate with all groups. We're looking at, especially when we do it by email, who's opening email? None of y'all are opening emails. We send out an email and we will go back and look at the stats. Right now, there are, in the Prairie View database, there are about 82,000 alum. It's not 82,000 alum, there are 82,000 alum. And our constant contact email base, there are about 39,000 alumni. Those are alumni whose emails we have. Of that, we send out an email, we make it a bounce back of 10%. And we remove those. We may also get unsubscribe boxes, and we remove those. But then if we look at the base, how many are actually opening up those emails? Maybe 39%. How many are actually clicking on those emails? It's about 29%. So we're now looking at how do we communicate overall with all alumni, and what platforms do we use to communicate with them? What venues do people want? Paper? Do they want emails? Or what? We already know that for a younger alumni demographic, IG is the place to go. When we post something that's related to young alumni, it blows up. We also are looking at text messaging because we understand that young alumni prefer to look at their phones. But when we look at an older demographic, we have some who are on Facebook, and so we do post there. But we're in the process right now redesigning our webpage, which should be out September 1. When we redesign that webpage, we're going to be asking, how do you want to be contacted? What are you looking for? But we're also creating those templates for how we communicate, because we also know we're small staff, so we can't post about everybody every day. So we're looking with a third-party vendor, Liz and Alum, who's creating templates for us that we will be able to drop and add information into.
So how do you reach out to alums? The NAA, we reduced the lifetime membership. That's one way we brought in alums. We brought in 500 new members through our lifetime membership campaign. And the word went out via constant contact, emails, but that was successful. And so to reach out to these current alums, I'm learning most of them, they want to know what's in it for me. And it doesn't matter if it's, to me, this is my own personal opinion, doesn't matter if it's the foundation or the university. We all got that with what's in it for me. What's in it for you are the students. And so how we bring in alums with the chapter clubs and classes that we have, when they put on events, because of that event, that attract an alum that's been dormant, not been doing anything. And so that's our method. When these chapters close, classes have a special event. And it amazed me. I've had the opportunity to travel all over this country, out of this country. I have a tendency to focus on the positive and not the negative. And that's something that I've been struggling with, even being the president of the Johnson Space Center. Is that you have graduates who graduated from Prairie View, and I don't care what we do, they're not going to give their time, their talent, nor their treasure. And so I think if we're going after recent students, we talk about coalition. I think the NAA needs to work with the university. And we're not saying we don't work with the university. We need to work with the foundation because we all going after the same people, the alums. So I think we form a coalition strategy on how we can go after these recent alums. I mean, these alums that have graduated, and some of them have not given their time, talent, or treasure. I'm a citizen, and I'm not going to mention no names, but I got one brother, finished from Prairie View, drives a Mercedes, wife drives a Jaguar, stay in the gated community. Can't get him to do anything but talk negative about Prairie View. But you wouldn't be able to stay in the gated community, drive the Jaguar Mercedes if it wasn't for Prairie View. And so I have a tendency, I'm not going to spend my time on negativity. But I think moving forward, and ever since I became president, I've always tried to work with the foundation, with the university. But I think that we need to come together, the foundation and the university, and put together a coalition strategy, okay, on how we can get other alums to join in. But what I'm finding out, they got this with what's in it for me, what's in it for you other students. It's always about the students. And so we reduce the lifetime membership. Me personally, I want to do it again every year, but that's a debate I gotta have with the board. But reduce lifetime membership. We got 33 chapters that are active, clubs and classes. Again, I'm finding out when we have these events, people have a tendency to join, and then I'm finding out some people that went to Prairie View, whatever happens, it take them a long time to get over what happened to them in Prairie View. Yeah, but it else, I've had a chance. They have the same problems that the PWIs. And so it's tough, and it bothers me that you graduated from Prairie View. Even my daughter,